What's going on? We back, Goodfella Sports TV. We up in this thing doing what we do. One time for the one time. Mr. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is, man. I seen something interesting. I'll link to the description. I was looking at the Premier Boxing Champions YouTube page, and their fighter of the week was Daniel Jacobs, Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs, which I thought Daniel Jacobs was a Matchroom USA fighter, soon to be the Zone, Duck Zone fighter under Eddie Hearn. No, so could this mean Danny Jacobs could be headed back to PBC and not to the Zone? Or could this mean that he just advised by Al Heyman and, Al Heyman just made him fighter of the week? Because they easily could have made Sergey Derevchenko fighter of the week if they haven't already this year. That might be a case. Because he is under their PBC banner, I believe. And he is fighting Daniel Jacobs. So, according to their YouTube page, they have two Premier Boxing Champion fighters fighting on HBO tonight. So, could you be a step closer to Jermall, Charlo, Danny Jacobs? And maybe Danny Jacobs, his contract is said to be up with HBO, which I thought it was a 6-fight contract. This is a video out there that Ness had from the Boxing Voice. Well, Andre was here saying it was a 6-fight contract. Obviously, HBO is no longer going on with boxing, but I also heard they eventually could come back. That was expected of the network. And I heard about the show that they putting the money in from boxing into. It's one of Jordan Pele's shows. I read about it. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but it didn't seem like nothing that interested me personally. But yeah. So Daniel Jacobs is still a Premier Boxing Champions fighter, I guess, fighting on HBO. So it could be a chance that if he wins tonight, or if Derevchenko wins tonight, the belt still stays with Premier Boxing Champions, and the winner could eventually somewhere down the line face Jermall Charlo. So I just found that interesting to know that possibility. That's a huge fight, And if Danny Jacobs' contract is indeed up with Matchroom USA, and Al Heyman advised that deal, he advised over the deal and revised it. It's very, very possible that Danny Jacobs will come back to PBC, and it's a lot of guys that have been trying to pull Danny Jacobs' whole card since he crossed over. And one of the guys trying to pull his whole card as soon as he went over there was Lara. Lara said, yeah, I want to fight him. He said, man, I thought I'd go over to HBO. Now you want to fight after all them years. All of a sudden, you want to call me out. You've been calling out Triple G, but not me. So that could be a fight that's in the wings. Lara said to have one more fight at 54. I heard it versus Brian Carlos Castanos, the regular WA champion. Also heard it could be versus Julian J. Rock Williams. Both excellent fights. I think both winnable fights for Lara. But you can see a case where Danny Jacobs switch back over to Premier Boxing Champion. So you can see the belt stay on both sides. You can see either Derevchenko or Danny win. And most people in the boxing community is hoping that Danny Jacobs lose just to keep the belt with PBC and Derevchenko. But also you have to think about all scenarios in all cases, because if Derevchenko win and Eddie Hearn offer him the bag, then what? Then he stayed with the Zone. He got the bag. He happy over there because he getting paid. And nobody really thought about that. And Danny Jacobs, apparently this is his last fight under Matchroom USA and HBO, and he's expected to sign with the Zone. But now I told people he's still advised by Al Heyman and managed by Al Heyman. Now he's the Premier Boxing Champion fighter of the week, and they dropped that video today, the day of his fight. So would that be a hint that he's coming back to PBC, and then he'll be able to get Charlo all the smoke the Lion was looking for? Like I said, it's getting interesting, man. I just so happen to be in the right place at the right time, surfing the net, and that's a huge fight for PBC. That's a humongous fight. Obviously, it'll be a bigger fight than Derevchenko, Jermall, Charlo, because Danny and Jermall have some build-up type of fight. And, at that point, would, Jermall Charlo have to drop his WC interim title, or do they expect Canelo Alvarez to drop his title? You know what I'm saying? And then, it's the IBF WBC unification bout between Danny Jacobs and Jermall Charlo. I mean, that would be huge. PBC would shut it down. And people automatically just thinking that Danny Jacobs is going to go to the Zone. But, with them dropping that fighter of the week thing right there, and me knowing that Danny Jacobs and Al Heyman is real, real close, and now Danny Jacobs has the opportunity to fight when he want to fight, I think it's a good chance that, I'm not saying I know anything special, but I think it's a good chance that Danny Jacobs might go over to PBC more than what people believe going him to the Zone. And, because the issue, a lot of people don't know why Danny Jacobs switched and signed with Matchroom, signed a network deal with HBO. Obviously, it's HBO. Obviously, he was touching M's. Obviously, he was going to fight. He gonna have set fight days. See, when he was with PBC, he had to stay ready at all times, not knowing when he was gonna fight. So, Andre Rozier, again with that interview with Ness from the Boxing Voice, Andre Rozier said the problem they had with PBC is what they didn't have enough. They didn't know when they was gonna be fighting, so they wanted set fight days. So with this Eddie Hearn HBO contract, they knew exactly when they was gonna fight. Now that problem has been solved. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. You know, they got so many fight dates with Fox and Showtime, and also Fox and Showtime is under one umbrella. I mean, not Fox and Showtime, Fox and ESPN. Walt Disney owns both of them. I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So Danny Jacobs is a good chance that Danny Jacobs may not be a DAZN fighter. It's a good chance that his problem with the PBC has been solved. And how it's been solved is by he got fight dates now. He don't have to wait behind all these other fighters to fight, to host. And I know he's not happy about fighting in the theater room. You would think, like people were saying, like Al Heyman boxed Eddie Hearn out from the Nassau Coliseum. He boxed him out from the Barclays Center. And now, Danny Jacobs is fighting in the theater room in MSG. And like I said, the theater room is like a hole in the wall. Not in the sense that it's raggedy, but the big room, the big theater is, Madison Square Garden is amazing. But the big room is where you want to be fighting at. But obviously he don't have a dance partner. Obviously, Eddie don't have a pool, and they was boxing Eddie out. But I wouldn't think Al Heyman would try to box Daniel Jacobs out. He got such an affection for him, so it could just be business. And if Danny Jacobs win tonight, I hope that we have some good reporters there, which are few far in between in the sport of boxing, as far as old media and new media. And if anybody watching this video, I would like the question to be asked: what are your plans now, Daniel Jacobs, that your contract is up with HBO? Is your contract up with Matchroom USA? And do you want to fight? Are you going to back to PBC? He might not answer honestly, but I'm pretty sure in the days coming you will hear the DAZN signing or him going back to PBC. And obviously, the DAZN, if he gets the title, the title came off the strength of PBC because Derevchenko didn't have to give him this title shot. Derevchenko could have fought Martin Murray, but Danny Jacobs had something to offer for Derevchenko, which was a TV deal. He had one more date on HBO owed to him. Derevchenko was going to get Martin Murray on TV in America on no major card as the main event, so they both had something to offer. Derevchenko had the mandatory status for the IBF. Danny Jacobs had the TV platform, and two stablemates had to fight. But it'd be very interesting if somebody could squeeze that question in. I doubt it. For some reason, these reporters don't ask the tough questions or scared to ask the tough questions. I guess because their credentials will get provoked. But obviously, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really care to get the credentials, because I know I'm going to be banned for asking, too good of a question. But that's just me, man. I got some special coming up for the channel as well, too. It might piss some people off. I've been talking to, somebody behind the scenes. We're going to do a special stream coming up when he get a chance and I get a chance to be free. So it might not be a popular opinion. Y'all might be mad. I know a lot of people mad at me, man. But at the end of the day, if you're anybody that know me in real life or know me on here, I just don't give a fuck, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? If I feel offended, I hate I bit my tongue. That's against my morals. I will no longer be doing that. I will not be apologizing. I will not be killing no beef. I'll just do me. And if I feel I need to take a shot at somebody, I'm going to take a shot. And that's just real talk, man. But I can't wait till this special stream coming out here. It's going to piss some people off. But it got to be said. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that's vulgar or offensive. It just got to be said. And we just decided that it had this opinion had to be out there. But I appreciate everybody for checking in. Let me know. I'm going to link the little PBC thing in the description. And let me know how y'all feel, man. I'm going to chop up another video and catch up a little bit. Might go live tonight. But I always try to be a solid stand-up dude, man. But that's just me. Somebody step on my toes, I want to crush them. That's just my mentality. But y'all know we on Facebook. You can email me. Both links or the email is in the description. Facebook page links in the description. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And if y'all do, y'all do. Y'all don't, y'all don't. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it moving the way I'm gonna keep it moving. And shout out to Danny Jacobs. Good luck tonight. I'm picking Danny Jacobs. I had the prediction for the fight. You can check it out, and definitely appreciate everybody for holding us down. Y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. We grinding, and we is